just going to film this super quick. I know I say that every time, but it's really quite late. I got my watch in the mail. I tried to do an unboxing. I don't know if I'll post it because it just kept going wrong. I might. I'll see how the editing goes. But I got a new fitness watch that syncs with, it's a smartwatch, so it syncs with my phone. I'm really excited about it. I'll talk about that another time. I was going to work out tonight, but I had to go to the grocery store after my kids were down, and my husband got home rather late. He doesn't usually get home after 9, but he got home after 9, and I was still working on some stuff. So I had gotten the girls down kind of later than usual, and but I had to wait for him to get home before I could go to the grocery store because I didn't want to obviously leave my kids alone. And then the grocery store, I always just zone out once I get there. I think it's just because it's like the first time that I'm not responsible for anyone for a few minutes, and I'm not being pulled on or yelled at or kicked. The usual mom stuff. But anyway, so I just always kind of zone out, and I always take longer at the grocery store than I intend to. I also always leave with more stuff than I intended to, but usually it's stuff like today. It was like I was restocking on a lot of things like condiments and snacks. I was feeling very snacky because I was hungry, but also because I've run out of sort of approved snacks for my diet. Anyway, so I picked up some like peanut butter crackers and what else? Like mangoes and raspberries and a bunch of random odds and ends. Got more cheese sticks and turkey sausage sticks for my daughter because she just loves those things. And it's a good reliable source of protein for her. But anyway, I got home at like 11, and then I was gonna still work out, and I turned on my video, or I turned on the Plex to like pull up the video, and the Plex is down. And yes, I do have DVDs, but by the time I figure out the DVD player, it'll be midnight, and I've been really trying to go to bed before midnight, so I'm gonna just eat a very small snack. I'm waiting for my tea to brew right now, so I thought I'd just do a quick video, and then I'm gonna go to bed. But I'm trying to think if there's any major updates. I haven't weighed myself today, but my energy level is definitely better. Today was a rough one because I was home completely alone all day with no visitors or help or anything, which like many days are like that for me. I don't have a lot of babysitter days or anything like that, but some days are harder than others. I think both of my girls are on the brink of a developmental milestone, and when that happens they sleep worse, and boy have they been sleeping worse, and they also just get fussier in general because they're frustrated, and both of them have been doing that stuff, so I'm sure they'll be 10 times more brilliant when they wake up tomorrow morning, but right now I'm pooped. But I will make up I'll work out tomorrow. Luckily it is only 3 a week technically, and if I miss today I still have time for 5 workouts this week, so I will not falter, but I felt like that was God being like, okay, no, you need to go to bed. So I am going to go to bed. But today I spent a little bit of time editing videos and getting them uploaded. I got a new editing software, so I feel like the quality will be a little bit better, although I still don't have a ton of time to sink into stuff. But I did recruit my husband. He's going to try to create me an intro, so eventually, sometime soon, hopefully, I will have a cuter intro, and maybe even an outro, so that it's not just flat vlogs. I know that that's kind of boring. I'm debating whether to add music. If you watch this and you want to comment, please let me know if you'd prefer music in my vlogs, just like a background music. I kind of get tired of the same tunes over and over again, like the, royalty-free YouTube music, but that's kind of all I got, unless I like sing it myself or something, which I'm not going to do. So yeah, let me know if you'd prefer music. I will take that into consideration. Other than that, the main thing is just the new watch, which I just got today, and like it was finally charged at like 7 p.m. So I'm mostly just testing out to see if it like picks up on my steps and stuff like that, trying to get used to wearing it a little bit. But tomorrow will be the first official day to test like how many steps am I actually getting in a day. Um, so, oh, my ice creams. So I've gotten both ice creams churned. I was gonna do the froyo tonight, but time got away from me. So, I'll be churning that tomorrow. But both ice creams have turned out really good. The second one I accidentally over churned, and the way that my ice cream maker works, like the drum thawed out, and so it like re-melted. So I ended up just like freezing it like solid. So it's basically semi-Frado now, but it still tastes good and I'll still eat it, but I wouldn't serve it because the texture's weird now. Because when you overturn stuff with a lot of milk fat, you end up with bits of butter. So it's kind of like a buttery sherbet now. It's kind of weird, but it tastes good. But it was already the weirder smoothie base, so I'm okay with that. I also made a jam. I don't know if I mentioned it. Well, I was trying to make an alternative to red plum jam because that's the kind of jam I like on my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. But there's obviously a ton of sugar added to all of those kinds of jams. Even the preserves, if you look at like red plum preserves, all natural, it's still cane sugar, like second ingredient. And so I just bought a bunch of red plums because they were on sale and threw them in my Instapot with some spices and accidentally made something that smells a whole lot like wassail. If you know what that is, that's exactly what it smells like. It smells great. But anyway, I think next time I make it, I'm going to add some natural fruit pectin because I thought that the pectin in the skins of the plums would be enough to gelatinize pretty well if it was cooked long enough. And it's more the texture of like apple butter, if you know what that's like. It's like a thicker, finer pulp than, like it's a thicker consistency with a finer pulp than applesauce, and it's not as wet or runny as applesauce. It's spreadable, and it's still a preserve, so it'll last longer than applesauce would, but it's not as thick as a preserve or a jam because it doesn't have that gelatin and it doesn't have that extra sugar. So if I can add some pectin, I'm hoping I can get a little bit more of that texture of like jam. In the meantime though, I spread some on some toasted Asiago bread because it is kind of what I'm learning is the great thing about no added sugar is there's this inherent quality to especially the fruit-based things like my ice creams and my this preserve that allows it to really, it just straddles that line between savory and sweet, and it really can go either way. You can eat it with cheese, you can eat it with ice cream, and so I actually ate, that's what I did. I tried the preserve on a piece of Asiago toast, sourdough Asiago toast, and it was delicious. It really brought out the kind of sourness, and then it is a little bit on the tart sour side. I think the plums just weren't as naturally sweet as I would have liked. It's been a really bad year for stone fruits. Cherries have been good, but the peaches have been terrible, and the plums were definitely very sour based on the final product, because cooking it like the way that I did should have brought out more of the natural sugars, and it is tart, but not bad. It's still good, but a little bit less sweet than I was expecting, which is fine. I'm learning, like my palate's kind of getting used to having less sweetness in general, but the creamy butteriness of my new ice cream. I had a bowl of the ice cream with the superfood smoothie stuff as the base, and I added a couple spoonfuls of this preserve, this fresh, warm plum preserve on top that's like spiced, and it was dynamite. It was out of sight. It was so, I didn't mean to rhyme. That sounded kind of silly, but it was just excellent. So I will definitely be eating that again. So I think basically the ice cream bases were a success. The plum preserves were a success. I think my daughter will like the ice cream. She won't care for the plum preserve. That's okay. If something is sour, she calls it spicy. She can tell there's something different, but she doesn't really know how to verbalize flavors. I think she'll probably grasp that stuff younger than most kids just because of the way that I talk about food. But anyway, so there's your update. Not a whole lot going on, but I just for accountability's sake, I will work out tomorrow. The Plex just went down, and it was already so late. I really think that it was just God being like, go to bed. So I'm going to go to bed, especially because I have a really bad headache, and I was actually a little concerned how much worse I would make that headache working out so hard, but I was still going to do it, and now I'm not going to. So please like and subscribe. Please comment and tell me what kind of content you enjoy seeing the most from my channel, and I will see you next time. Good night.